Hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Starr, joined as always by my favorite friend to do vodka body shots off of, Wallish.
Don't ever do an ice luge. You don't know where everybody's mouths have been.
Well, that's why I don't do it off of blocks of ice. I do it off of you, because I know where you've been. I trust you. You're a very hygienic and proper person.
I theoretically spend all of my time in the outdoors.
Theoretically. So I'm going to get to this this craft world that we definitely are going to do this video.
You've gotten... Oh no, you're actually doing it. Okay.
Throne of Terror. Do you sense the emanations? A warp song of corruption and disease.
Maintaining distance. The edict must be protected.
Inquisitor, this plan of yours was predicated on the craft world being dormant.
And so the Eldari remain. Did you truly believe this plague would be similarly docile?
The Sons of Titan are not chaff to be deployed recklessly, Inquisitor.
Oh, cease your nursemaiding, knight. Is this not what you were made for? Teleport us in.
So, fun few things here. As the objectives indicate, Vakir actually joins us. Is a combat unit, and we'll see her later. This is also, I think, the point where the story, I'm not gonna say shifts, but like the tone of the writing changes a little bit. Like, just think about how Vakir has been up until now, and then just kind of keep that in mind when things start happening and how she reacts and speaks. Also, Vanus isn't fully healed, but I also wanted to do this before another Bloom mission delayed me even farther.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It does mean that he's going to be coming in with 11 HP, and that's a little spicy.
Oh no, he's going in with 8.
Oh, the -3 is after the 11. Okay.
Yes.
Even
Vindicares,
spicier.
Yeah, Vindicares do not start with a lot of health.
But yeah, but I was just sort of eyeballing it compared to the rest of your knights, which had like 24.
Yeah, well, that's a level 7 Justicar, so yeah.
I'll land this.
Oh boy.
Force.
I think in retrospect I might have taken a different apothecary, but yeah, whatever, it's gonna be fine. So she counts as level 9, but whatever. She has unique plasma pistols, one of which requires willpower to fire. Weird. The other has a intrinsic armor break on it, which I like. You can just straight banish a demon unit for 3 willpower.
That's pretty rad, but yeah, I mean, she's a psyker.
Yeah.
Not the, like, fake half-psykers that the Grey Knights are. Where yes, they're technically psykers, but they don't really need to do anything other than activate their sword, so they don't.
Yeah. She also has personal teleport. She can mind control something for 2 turns. And then the area effect, like Crazed, which is, you know, our 50-50.
Yeah,
so
she's
there's a
pretty
lot of
rad.
Yeah, she has a lot of good abilities.
The craft world has been devastated by Nurgle.
Xeno Archaeotech defeats my scanners. Is it stable?
For now,
Be ready.
it serves the plague god, and will not crumble until his purpose is fulfilled.
Awaiting directions.
She also starts with 2 armor, which is equivalent of Terminators. So,
This better be worth it.
yeah, real good.
I mean, whenever possible, Wizards like to get the good stuff for themselves.
Here's Commander.
I had something. Oh, so I actually don't know a whole lot about the 40k universe. I played a little tabletop, and that's really the extent of it.
We are
I don't know anything about craft worlds. Like, I guess Eldar don't use, like, you know, giant rocks floating through space as, like, you know, other races do. Do they just build a planet?
I mean, the craft world,
Permission to engage,
it's
Commander.
not really a planet. It's sort of like a really, really giant ship that moves through space.
Okay. Like a star that brings death.
At once.
Yes, Commander?
I mean, you might think of it as a star that brings battle.
Okay. I was just trying to, stay legally distinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, similar concept. They have a whole, effectively, like a whole planet's worth of Eldar, which is not very much.
Okay.
And that's how they actually get to new places. Is the whole craft world travels. I mean, they also have other ships, too.
Okay.
I bewitch you, demon.
But from what I
Rise
understand...
in frenzy.
I mean, because the Eldar don't do warp travel.
Oh.
Or
Well,
they don't do it in the same way. They have the
webway. Yeah, whatever that is.
But they need a gate on the other side to use the webway.
Okay.
So when they can't use the webway, that's how the craft worlds go from point
So
to point.
they travel via Fargate.
Sure.
Standing ready.
You have to have a gate at one point and a gate at the other, and you go between those 2 points that are usually
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah, a Fargate. Let's go
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, a Fargate. I tried to get a good frenzy in there because it was going to hit all 4 of them. All 4 of them had 50% resistance, and I failed 4 coin flips in a row. Really, really sad about that.
I have claimed this rich blue masses.
I mentioned kind of briefly, or just in passing about other things in the thread, the more bloom a planet gets, the more starting mutations enemies tend to start with. So each of these guys started with like 3 mutations.
Commander.
And one of them they all started with was the 50% resistance chance. And that was really annoying.
Yeah, it's one of the other reasons why going for the immobilize or blind or whatever is a general strategy. It's a single mutation to turn that into a 50% quad on everybody, and that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they are area of effect, though. Like, I hit 4 of them in this instance. 2 of those should have landed.
On average.
Yeah.
It's only what is it? 1 in 16 that they didn't. That's 6%. You miss 6% shots in XCOM all the time.
What?
I would say 94% shot. That's like a 94% shot in XCOM. Yeah, of course you're gonna miss that.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's what? What are you saying? Like a 6% chance that
What is your
4
will?
coin flips fail?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 15, 25, 12. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
On the way.
This also has something new. You'll notice there's a turret.
What
We're
is
not
your
going to see
will?
those, I think, ever again, except for here. They're just Eldar las guns, I guess.
I think
That
they're
are
shuriken catapults.
that looks neither like a shuriken and nor do the thing that they fire look like a shuriken.
Well, they don't actually fire shuriken. And they don't catapult them in the way that you might think of as being like a trebuchet or an onager.
See, this is why I hate Eldar.
But yeah, the
Face the
the basic Eldar equivalent, like bolters or whatever, are shuriken guns, and shuriken catapults I think are heavy bolters.
Okay.
And I think they fire like tiny slivers of metal, like Mass Effect
ready.
style. Oh,
Flechette guns.
Yeah,
Okay.
Here.
but like Flechette Rid.
Your orders?
Sure. So those things don't have a lot of health. I think they have like 3 or 4 health and 3 armor. But if you get up to them and melee them, you can see the little blue sword icon that's also over like seed pods or whatever. Knights can just run up to them, purify them, and also, I guess, then make them Space Marine friendly. And you can just turn them into your, well, not to your control, but they will target chaos. You don't get direct control of them.
Realistically, if all you were doing was purifying them, they should also target you.
Yeah, right, which is why I felt I needed to make a bit of a clarification.
Yeah, Eldar craftworld turrets definitely would shoot Space Marine.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that like a dormant craft world plagued by Nurgle is functional. Like those turrets should all be destroyed.
I mean, what if they were maintained by Nurgle?
I mean, that's the thing.
Enemy
Eldar
down.
tend to be a little bit better about not getting corrupted by anything that's not Slanesh. Or probably Khorne.
Activated.
They just
So-
call it Kane.
Right. Oh, is it really?
No.
Oh,
Kane
okay.
is technically a different Eldar god, but it's very similar to Khorne, very easily to confuse the two.
Right, because what little I know of that one comes from like Total War 3 or Total Warhammer 3, and the Sword of Cain and the elves for some reason, even the ones that aren't like huge baddies, worship the god of murder.
Well, yeah.
Time to
I mean, he's a Eldar god.
Okay, but they just have a giant sword from the Eldar god of murder in a shrine on their donut island.
I mean, Scarbrand has a chain sword from, the other god of murder. The one that's blood for the blood god, skull for the skull from.
No, the chain swords in that are you have to go into Khorne's realm. Anybody can get those.
Well, yeah.
Scarbrand has like fury and destruction, just axes.
Yeah, but Scarbrand will also get the chain sword if the Mortal Empires don't have access to the Chaos Realm.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah. I know that Kane is not technically the same thing as Khorne. As in, like, they're sufficiently
I'm
distinct that Kane
concentrating.
worshippers can beat up Khorne worshippers, and
I mean, Khorne worshippers can beat up Khorne worshippers, as far as I'm aware.
yeah, but in a different, like, this doesn't count as a win for Khorne sort of way.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't really like Eldar. I don't really know much about Eldar lore.
We should know a little bit more than I do.
I just know that, like, the Eldar can summon the Avatar of Kane,
Right.
which is totally not a Chaos thing.
Hmm.
And it's basically an Eldar Chaos Demon.
See them fall, brothers.
It was their super unit in Dawn of War.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So, Ruthless Precision, real great there, by the way. Getting me a few free actions, getting me to kill, and letting me touch the turret, so it's on our side.
I mean, it's not bad, but short of... I'm not sure that controlling the turret and destroying the turret is functionally all that different.
You would be
Maybe,
correct.
we'll have to see.
In this instance, no, they're functionally the same, but, like, walking up and touching the turret was 1 AP, and with 6 health, it would
Vindicator
have been, like,
at your disposal.
2? To shoot it, or melee it twice?
I was more thinking, like, the long-term ramifications. If instead of hacking, you destroy the turret, I don't know that it doesn't matter.
I am the wrath of Vagus.
What are you oopsing?
Oh, the Interceptor support fire kill stole the Vindicator, so I couldn't get the
I'm
pistol
busy.
kill on the
Oh,
Vindicator for the
okay.
the AP
I was
refund.
already planning that.
Sometimes support fire is a hindrance.
Firing now.
Oh, that destroys cup. What?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
I don't think he's fine.
I mean,
he
he
seems
is
he seems to
little
be having a
mutated.
glitch in the Matrix.
Fall.
It's just all the Nurgle being activated.
Weapons ready.
Ooh, the
As you will.
Nurgites. So, I think of something as like nanobots, but it's Nurgle.
Tens of
Oh,
thousands.
here I
of
was thinking
Eldar
that you were going
died
to move the
here.
Vindicator and,
Their blood and
pistol him.
torment now
Oh, yeah, I probably
fertilize the
should've.
bloom.
Inquisitor, focus.
Your
But I have
brain
more than enough
grows
AP
tiresome.
to do whatever.
I
so
know why I'm here.
people are gonna go ahead of them. So I'm sorry. There's the start of that writing I wanted people to be aware of.
I detect great nests of activity rising across
Yeah,
the
Vakir is
craftworld.
getting kind of sassy.
I
isn't she?
urge
Yeah.
haste.
We will not be stopped. Not when we're so close.
Unleash me. It will be done.
It's like, okay, it's a 40k thing. There's an Inquisitor.
Listening.
There's some sort of like oncoming threat, maybe a magic MacGuffin that's going to destroy the galaxy.
Praise me
Like, we know where this is going.
as you will.
And where this is going is heresy and bad writing.
What
I
is it?
mean, 40k, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read any of the books, so
Unleash me.
I have a much smaller like base to make these condemning statements about, but
I'm not going to say that people should actually run out and like read the books, but it's sort of like the extended universe Star Wars thing that was going, where there's a lot of different writers. Some of the books are actually pretty good, like the ones about Caiaphas Cain.
Right. Those are the ones I've heard the most about. Hey, remember how my Vindicator had 8 HP?
I think you mean 7, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm here to serve. Taking position.
Hey, guy, just don't get shot.
Oh no. Oh, it's the Snake King here.
I'm concentrating.
You can't get killed by a repeater if you never get shot, guy.
Weapons ready.
It's the only thing that'll keep you safe.
The corruption thickens.
I have to dial Guava up now and get him into selfie.
With me, my brothers. Here's command.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
It's all good. I was not ready for the Viper King to be in this selfie.
Me either. Unending Horde. Is that the one where they leave a little resurrection emblem?
No, that's a mutation. Auto resurrect 100%. Unending Horde is what the little pile of Nurglings. Yeah, the little things with Nurglings. Yeah. Has as a passive intrinsic that just adds 2 HP to all demonic units.
What is your will?
Listening. Generally not a problem, but if there's 2 of them or more, 4 HP isn't insignificant. What it really is a giant pain for is if they use their other ability that summons Poxwalkers, like even the crap Poxwalkers. If there's 2 Nurgling piles out there, those
they're now
those
5
dumb
HP.
little, yeah, those guys go from 1 HP to 5 HP, and it's like, that might have taken it out of easy bolter range if you're still using like 4 damage bolters or something.
Which, in fairness, at this point in the game, you could be.
You might. I am.
Well, no, I mean like you could not have even seen a 5 damage bolter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Especially if you didn't really delay the craft world all that much.
Yeah.
Sure,
although I'm not entirely sure if enemy selection on the craft world is static or adjusts itself with the duration of the game. And I think it's the latter.
For the Emperor!
Just because we're seeing things that we've already seen. And I don't think we're going to see anything new. Now, like a 3 Plague Walker pod is kind of a dangerous pod. I mean, they're melee, so not really. But it's like 30-40 HP with things that can do 2 melee attacks for like 7 and 5 damage, given that they're in range and have. So they're not inconsequential.
But you have Vakir.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Vakir could just walk up to him and banish one of those if we wanted. Heck,
well, it's
Vakir
not
could
just so much
teleport
that.
and banish them. Oh, that we just have more firepower on our side.
Yeah.
5 units.
I mean, in addition to Vakir having like a whole bunch of cool stuff, like the weapons that you have are not excessively powerful. You've got the willpower, like high crit damage, but there are definitely better bolters. And a 4 damage basic shot with armor piercing 1 is not like
armor break 1.
Sorry, yeah, armor break 1. It's not something that would be overpowered in your own hand.
Right. I was just going to say that the difficulty of the craft world doesn't seem to exceed, at least by unit type, what we've seen in other missions. Like, we're not going to encounter a brand new unit that we haven't seen before. We're not going to see a Plague Dreadnought or a Beast of Nurgle or some of the other squiddier things I don't remember.
Yeah, but that may just... I don't know. Part of me would expect that the craft world is using a fixed enemy loadout because it is such a set piece map. It wouldn't make sense for them to randomize it like that, but I honestly don't know.
Well, here's 2 things. So one is, and I guess this is a thing that everybody will see in about an hour and a half from now. Jesus, this is a long video. Sorry, everybody. Hope you made a cutscene sandwich and got a drink. that
Ready.
on mission generation it gave me the rewards, and I'm gonna fuck up with that. So I ran this mission again just to not waste requisition. Yeah. So this is my first one where I did it kind of fresh and without practice. When I reloaded it, yes, absolutely every single one of the pods was different.
Huh.
Not only that, way back when I streamed it, I remember I stalled a mission or a playthrough a lot, like past that warning screen I posted. And I absolutely saw much more dangerous enemies on this map than we're going to see today. But I stalled for like another 100 days or so on the star map.
For Titan!
But yeah, where I was going with that was that Vakir,
Yeah.
just being a 5th party member, where you can't normally take more than 4 people, provides a lot of extra punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, you know, stuff like Banish or Dominate or just cherries on top, really.
Yeah, I mean, she's got 10 willpower, and her abilities are pretty good. So, I actually get a lot of good use out of it, rather than, like, my current offensive Psyker Bleed Apothecary, where it's like, but also that's willpower I might want just to actually heal with. She's just pure offense.
Hold.
I mean, you could just, you know, treat everybody like the Vindicare. No need to bring a healer if they die in one hit.
I almost forgot about these guys. They kind of blended in.
Didn't get first strike, huh?
Give me a target.
75% chance fails 1 out of 4 times.
And that's why you need the tier 3 crystal.
Loaded.
Yep.
Sanctic Shard. It makes such a difference to be confident that anything that walks up to you is just going to get stabbed.
Yeah, it's great. And just for a lot of other percentile autos. Well, you think about first strike. My first thing about when I think of Sanctic Shards and boosting auto percentages is ruthless precision or mental focus.
I mean, yeah, all that is great. It's why that tier 3 focus
Must
crystals
reload.
can outweigh things like,
Unleash
you know,
me.
25% more crit chance. Or, you know, what is it, +4 crit damage on the high end?
The ranged is 4. I think the melee is more, but I'm not sure. I think maybe it's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably.
Storm.
Elgon.
Haste.
I feel like that was a little bit of a
We're
disconnected
close.
animation.
I can feel it.
Maybe. I mean, that's just what they do with things, though.
It felt like the animation of the emblem, like, burning should have happened at the same time.
Right. Probably should. But I think that is actually how they animate.
Oh yeah, I mean, make the animations happen sequentially.
Yeah.
I must. For the Ordo
Yeah,
Malleus!
Kier doesn't have a melee weapon, huh?
They were fools
Correct.
to challenge the Ordo Malleus.
Awaiting directions.
You may remember this from the tabletop, but having 2 pistols is basically like having 2 melee weapons. You get an extra attack in close combat.
What is your will?
each
The
pistol?
Emperor lights our
Well, for the
path.
second pistol.
Moving now.
Does that mean that it's still slightly less advantageous or like 1 less attack than like a sword and a pistol?
If you have a sword and a pistol, it's the same. You basically count as having 2 close combat weapons.
Oh, okay.
That is why your like marine sergeants and captains often have like a bolt sword and a chain sword and bolt pistol.
Hold on, bolt sword sounds like a rad thing. Is this like a gunblade? 40k?
It's like the gun from the Punisher that shoots knives, but it shoots
Oh.
chain swords.
Okay. Also pretty rad. Hey, remember how my Vindicare came in here with 8 HP maximum?
I am an
I'm
instrument
not gonna
of
say
vengeance.
I regret my decisions, but I am gonna say that I'm now thinking them over very
Finding
thoroughly.
better ground.
I mean,
Approaching
how
enemy
many things
position.
really do 6 damage in one hit? There are some, I know.
Yes.
Your orders?
Mostly enemies tend to not quite do
Things
that
we've
much.
seen, I think the worst we're gonna get is one of those Plague Walkers with the melee damage mutation, and then it's gonna do 7. Or we take a point-blank melt-a-shot from a Plague Marine with a melt-a-gun.
Yeah, the meltagun was what I was thinking. If your Vindicare gets melee, I think you've done something
My
wrong.
blade is ever ready.
Or things have gotten very bad.
Yeah.
Ready to kill.
Yeah, guys, just don't get stabbed.
I don't know, he's...
Yes?
Unleash me.
I can't
How did he even
it's a
get into
compulsion.
space?
Dog, false emperor.
Oh, hey, a melt-a-gun.
It's emanating from
I
behind
just-
that door.
That piece of cover
Cover
makes me
me
think of
while I
like a
release
sleeping
its wards.
warble.
Target acquired.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those things definitely would be, like...
I'm concentrating.
Actually,
Oh,
they really should
extremely
be...
Nurgle.
I will
Yeah, an
comply.
incredible unit in, like, Warhammer Fantasy for Nurgle.
I mean, it's got the Beast of Nurgle, which is just a giant puppy.
That is not what that is.
It's so friendly.
Sure.
Like, not the Blood Bowl one. That's just got the weird squishy sound that never ends.
Oh, God. Oh, I hated that glitch so much.
It's just the constant squelching.
Ready to fire.
So the surface of the Craftworld mission. 2 out of 3 of these engagements, I really feel like the enemy just has loads of high cover that make approach difficult.
Well, I was
here-
actually just thinking about that
Yeah.
because this is so designed. Like, yeah, you definitely have an encounter space. They definitely have, like, you're going to trigger it. You're going to have to cross this space or, like, sit back and wait for them.
Yep.
It seems extremely intentional.
Yes.
Really making sure to keep Vanis well away from anybody who might want to shoot him multiple times.
Yes. Absolutely. Can I get 4? No.
Yeah. I mean, 3 people with a frenzy. Odds are
Foes among friends and strike out
good that
in
one of them
fury.
will actually shoot
Blessed
somebody
are our
that isn't you.
arms.
Yeah, that's what I'm banking on. I hate that it's only 1 duration. I feel like that skill would have had a lot more value if it was 2 durations, so you got like 2 flips, so that you're probably, or, well, statistically assured that you'll get 1 activation out of it. Of course, that's, you know, not actually the case with statistics, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you get 2 coin flips.
reasonable
that-
expectation that you'll get at least 1, yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's a good way to put it. So it seems a little, but it's Bakir. She has a giant pool of willpower, and we don't get to see her. So, like, if it's a little underwhelming, whatever. She's got plenty of other abilities that are.
I was half
Just as
expecting you to use the Dominate, but I couldn't remember if it was a, like, once per mission thing or not.
I believe it is. Which is why I was holding on to it. However, that is a mistake. So as we will see once
Securing position.
we get to the door. Oh, nice. The door is a transition point where this mission goes into phase 2, the edge of the phase, and the game mechanically treats it like a brand new mission.
Ah, so you would get your Dominate use refreshed.
I would.
Wait, did that do no damage but still cost 1 willpower because of brained?
Yes.
Well, it probably did no damage because of the Aegis, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah,
And at least it was the Melta.
Yeah, exactly. Very carefully try to figure out where can I position him to get good lines of sight and not be at risk. And that's not really the answer, but the answer is you don't need cover if nothing's in range.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you don't need cover if nothing survives to shoot you.
Yeah, that's it. That's the same thing.
Die! He will rise again.
Hey, I could hear that.
Yeah. I love the sound effect. I don't understand it, but it's just like he explodes into blue mist and gets his AP back.
It's just nice and just like a soothing. Boom.
It is the sound I would want for a heal grenade to go off next to me, you know?
Your command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, if it's mechanically triggered as an emission, does that mean that everybody gets their willpower back?
Yes. You know what else they get back? Servo skulls.
I proceed from this rot.
You know what else they get back?
Servo skulls. And grenade.
Yeah, probably the grenades and consumables, yeah. Their maximum HP lost to the Surgeometer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is a reasonable percentage of his max HP.
It is 25%. Just double checking here that Thor is in fact the Marine that's wearing the plague-proof armor, so I can just charge through this puddle and not care. Always nice to have that option.
I feel like he could have managed a more direct path, he just didn't want to. At some point, he just got a parkour over everything.
Had to go around that like growth next to him because you know low cover takes up a 1x1 square and you can't melee over it, which is a big distinction from like XCOM where cover was on the you typically was on the borders between squares and you could in fact just melee over low cover at people. And I think I've said it before, but I also miss being able to melee diagonally.
I mean, it's a weird constraint. I kind of get it. But it does mean that it effectively forces you to decide whether or not you want to melee or be in cover.
Yeah, that is definitely a choice you have to make a lot in this.
Awaiting directions.
Melee.
As you will.
If I'd known I was going to get that AP back, I would have moved somewhere differently. Like right there and had a line of fire.
Even if you cut out the meltagun, you can still shoot, huh?
You can still throw a grenade, yeah.
In an instant.
But I really don't want to deal with the meltagun. So that was a costly strike, but it was a guaranteed crit.
The warp resists
I mean,
my
that's
will.
one of the good things about Hammerhand.
Moving out.
The secondary thing is that it's also ruthless precision. So it
Oh yeah,
kinda
it's a crit.
yeah.
You're critting, so of course you're going to have that chance of getting your AP back.
Yeah. Which is a very high chance with this Antic Shard. That was a misclick.
Back, fiend! So goes another deluded soul.
Well, a little annoying.
Just a turret that I don't remember seeing there.
So there were the two on ground level that you definitely saw.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I ever scrolled far enough up, but yes, there is another turret at the top of the stairs by the door that is objective. I may have even missed it and gotten blindsided by it while playing this one.
I definitely didn't notice it until it shot you.
Give me a target.
It's gamers, man. We don't look up.
In my sights. Time to reload. With pleasure. Dead. Reloaded.
So this is the end of the first phase, really. We just need to get Vakir up to the top of the door and wait a turn, and that's it. These little blue spawn are just a kind of a minor inconvenience
Sure,
that
Commander.
I don't know, dealing with for
Firing now!
the sake of being thorough.
Well, it's not like they give you anything in the way of experience.
I mean, the Vindicator got 1 for shooting the little egg-shaped one.
Yeah, it was like 1 XP is
Nothing.
probably not worth sitting here and trying to farm. That's all I'm saying. I suppose you could if you wanted to, but it's very clear that you are not intended to benefit like that.
For the Emperor! Enemies destroyed.
Look, that one was worth 5.
I'm busy.
I mean, that's technically a usable amount. Still sucks.
These wounds will heal. Gratitude.
No, you definitely clearly see the turret that shot you.
Yeah.
Not being covered by the UI. Oh sure, you can hack it diagonally, but you can't melee it.
With haste.
Hadn't thought about that. Oh, man. All I want is the ability to melee diagonally. You can also use them as cover when they're on your side.
Yes?
They actually just don't count
Alright.
as cover when they're not.
Shiva! Shiva! Tanori!
But
Shiva!
have you got them next to one that, you know, because if you're next to it, you're cleansing it.
Inquisitor, quickly.
Yeah, you can hack it.
So it's weird that they put a turn to defend her into this, because what's going to threaten her at this
The
point?
way is open.
Are you really going to
Knights,
run past
with
and
me.
get to the door
It is
without
time
killing
to
everything
unearth
first?
the secrets
I mean,
of
she's
this
got teleport.
plague.
That's true.
You could do that.
You are right. I hadn't thought of that.
The heart of a craftworld. The avatar of Kane's strength has faded, but it remains untouched by the contagion.
Inquisitor, do not let your fascination keep you from the objective.
Be vigilant. The soul of the Eldar avatar may have yet survived.
Those are mere echoes of its once mighty spirit purifier. This thing has not stirred in millennia.
Do not taunt the avatar of Kane.
Inquisitor! Report.
This is it. The heart of the Nexus. An Eldari infinity circuit, where the souls of their dead reside. I can sense other bloom seeds below, but they feel different somehow.
Vakir, your audio balance was
Remaining
worse than
power
mine.
of the craftworld, germinating here in great demonic vessels.
A slaughtered craftworld used as a demon's nursery. This blasphemy should be destroyed at once.
No, we know nothing of the plague's origin. This may be our only chance to learn its secrets before it matures into something far worse.
Warning. Corrupted xenoarchaeotech is highly unpredictable.
The path before us is plain, Inquisitor. Brothers, prepare to fire.
You are here on my authority, Knight. Stand down! I must first commune with this Nexus. I see it now. Each demonic vessel fosters a great seed of variant strength.
Inquisitor!
Once there were 5, but one has already sprouted. Carrying the plague we've fought so far, the rest are waiting.
Do you feel it? The embrace of the great corruptor.
This entity yet lives.
5 reapers. 5 harvesters of the grandfather's crop. 5 charred gates in a putrid orchard, fed on the light of 1,000,000,000 souls. Then the Morbus will come.
Inquisitor, I sense a powerful concentration of warp energy below.
The demonic vessels are responding to our presence. Maturing, somehow.
The machine's spirits recoil. Our Auspex readings are disrupted.
Inquisitor, this is madness. You must withdraw now.
No! I need a sample! Just a sample!
Have you taken leave of your senses? Brothers, defend the Inquisitor.
This is definitely some heresy, right?
So, there are a couple of different schools of Inquisitors, and it basically boils down to, like, the extremely dogmatic, like, everything that's, you know, using xenotech or working with aliens is heresy. And then there's the Inquisitors that are like, yeah, whatever gets the job done. That clearly Vakir is one of the latter.
Yeah, right, yes.
She's like, oh, let me just, you know, shit talk this avatar of Cain sitting on his throne.
She probably was right that it hasn't stirred in the millennia.
Oh, probably, but also, like, being dismissive of the avatar of one of the Eldar gods that isn't dead yet, and like every craft world has in case of, you know, something going incredibly wrong. Not the smartest move, if it can hear you, and it looks like it could hear you.
Oh, yeah.
But also being able to just, like, psychically interface with Eldar tech, yeah, she's done this sort of thing all the time.
Yes.
So, we have an 8-turn holdout.
Yes.
And you don't get to use Vakir for this.
No. Which is unfortunate, because this is definitely the harder part of the mission.
So you thinking about that dead shot?
Wouldn't work. These are demonic. Deadshot only works on organic.
Yeah.
I think I was more contemplating whether it was worth crippling shot or not.
Must reload.
Look at this dumb guy. He's got no arm, no head.
He's bleeding. Insane.
He's all kinds of fucked up.
Still feel like he's gonna make that 50% roll and just run forward and try and claw you.
Yeah, probably. So here's where I realize I regret order of operations. I could have had 2 support fires on that guy with the interceptor.
We bring
Yeah.
Get down! For Titan!
You know, looking back, I maybe could have counted tiles and figured out whether or not, even if Craze failed, was that guy a risk to actually get into melee
What
range and
is
take a
your
swing.
will?
I mean, in a
he
different
was.
type of game, the UI would have been able to tell you whether or not that was the case, rather than having to specifically count
yeah.
squares.
You're making me remember, was it Triangle Strategy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it highlights places you can move in blue, and places that you can move, but an enemy can hit you if you move there in purple. Pretty nice, actually. Appreciate that.
I think, in general, with the number of enemies and the different scale of it, it would be difficult to make a UI that was useful. Because a lot of enemies in this can shoot you.
Oh, yeah.
Which was true in Triangle Strategy, but that was also a much more constrained battlefield.
Yeah, your general move was 3 to 6, and your general ranged abilities were also 3 to 6. Usually 3 to 5.
They shall not pass.
So, unfortunately, I don't have a great option here. The one Plague Marine's too far away for me to get to. The other one's in full cover, so it negates any range shots. And I'm just gonna do this because the Plague Walker has no other choice but to just run straight at me. What other choice?
Not make it there.
But here's the problem. I did not realize this, the Death Guard was also a Plague Marine.
Oh, it gooped everybody.
Absolutely everybody.
Oh no, the double gooping.
So, weirdly, that wasn't the direct attack. That was the hazard spray.
Yeah.
So it didn't do direct damage. It just put the plague status on the 2 knights in the front, although they had that already.
Inquisitor.
Is a brief skirmish too taxing for the Emperor's
Plague
left
doesn't stack like
You
bleed
mock
does.
us now, but heed this. If any of my brothers are made to suffer for your delays, you will answer to me for it.
Weapons ready. Repositioning.
So the train here highlights an element, or an advantageous thing for... Oh, look at this guy in his 13 health, 5 armor. For our side over theirs, is that for them, there are only 4 ways in and out of this central pit.
Die.
Anyone that's not a Terminator on our side can just climb.
Ammunition depleted. Weapon loaded.
It's a minor thing, but it's nice, because if they all pour into the center and I don't want to be there anymore, I can get away from them.
Moving out!
I'm very annoyed I have to waste an AP to get rid of this, but I just, no, I don't want them to resurrect. And like you said, Plague doesn't stack, so, like, he's Plague, I can just run around in the Plague, it's not gonna make it worse.
Of course.
I'm definitely certain by the end of the LP, Plague will cease to feel like a real word.
Is that just because of all the Plague Marines and Plague Bearers,
Plague Marines.
Walkers?
Yeah, getting Plague. You know, Plague doesn't stack. Plague,
Yeah.
Plague.
Dental Plague,
Just feeling like Chris Roberts with the flame.
Your orders?
Yeah, those Plague Marines are quite obnoxious, but Just the level of durability that they have.
Yeah. Because this place is 5 on the Plagometer, they come with a lot more mutations, and so this guy definitely has the +2 armor mutation. And I don't know what else he has. Maybe extra health. I think they're supposed to be what, 9-3. But I think he's got extra health and extra armor.
I'm here to serve.
Oh, here's where I forgot. Boars probably could have just run there. Oh no, he's dead. The interceptor still has AP. Yeah, never mind. I was wondering, like, Boars doesn't get plagued. You can just run through the plague.
In bloodshed we save. I am with you.
That is just a really annoying, like, location for the spray, though.
Yep.
Because the other side does not
room to maneuver in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the other side doesn't seem to have quite as nice cover.
It's got like a bump of full cover Nurgle growth on the side.
Welcome to the cradle of your salvation. Blessed you are indeed to witness this historic moment.
Be wary, brothers. That is a demon prince of Nurgle.
Ah, yes. Call your silver slaves. Come, turn from his light. I sense the enemy converging.
So, hey, this game has boss fights.
Yeah. Demon
That
Prince
was it.
showing up is, shit just got for real.
Yeah. Oh, Unending Horde is coming from the Nurglings, not him. But yeah, he has Cloud of Flies, which is annoying. It's a pretty significant damage mitigator to ranged attacks. Let's see. Yep, he can jump, which then knockbacks and hurts your people that he lands on or next to. Yeah, just hobble over an area 4 and deals damage. He will summon in more reinforcements from those 3 doors on the sides of the map. You'll get one group every turn anyway, but he can make more, and you can get overrun pretty harsh. Malign teleportation is what he did to the Justicar when he warped in. He's immune to almost everything, including Banish, just in case somehow Vakir wasn't occupied. Foul Reflection, though, is possibly the worst thing. This is why I was waiting for the Vindicare, amongst other things. You'll see. Crits on him are important. Again, it's nothing that couldn't be accomplished by a Purgator with a Silencer and Astral Aim, but it's just much easier for me, at least, to do with the Vindicare.
There's the other thing they mentioned was the curse one of your
Sharepain.
knights to take damage every time you take damage.
Yep. Yeah. So it warns you. It's great that it says creates reflections 1 hit. So it warns you that this is going to happen. But if you come in here without a way to disrupt, what happens is that he vanishes and then 3 copies appear around the outside of the arena, usually. And then it's just a shell game to find the real one. And it sucks because that just eats your AP. We've got 12 AP, so at minimum that's like, 1 to find the real one again. More likely you're going to waste 1 or 2 shooting fakes. Maybe you have to move and shoot a fake. It just sucks your AP. Being able to disrupt shot him first thing of every turn is a lifesaver on this mission. And then also having the Vindicator here for a crippling shot and just high precision targeting chances on regular crits anyway, really helps cripple his abilities, because most of his abilities can be shot out of him via precision targeting.
Not the reflection one, right? That's you have to disrupt him to disable it.
The pain thingy.
No, the creates reflection.
The mirage. Yes, that can't be disabled. You have to disrupt shot him at the start of every turn.
So now that we know that boss fights are a thing, we can definitely say the boss fights are tremendously easier if you already know what they do. Can prepare tremendously.
Yeah, which is maybe why I stalled so hard. The first time I came in here, I absolutely did not come in with a means of disruption, and just had to deal with him. Because it was essentially this loadout, except for this was pre-DLC, so instead of a Vindicare, I brought a Purgator. And, as I've kind of expressed, I was more a fan of Psy Cannons, so I didn't have any way of disrupting him. Thing. Let's see, we can get rid of his teleport for 1 turn, when he teleports us. The Empowered Leap is kind of dangerous, and the Cursed Bond is annoying, because even if you have an opportune chance to do lots of damage to him, if he's got the Cursed Bond on you, you end up killing your own guy.
Yeah, an opportune chance to do a lot of damage to your own dude. And the other annoying thing with the shell game is that it wastes a lot of AP.
Oh yeah.
When you have reinforcements that you also need to not let pile up.
And if you let Cadex survive for any length of time, those reinforcements really pile up.
And to some extent, I'm not entirely sure, like I don't remember, you have to kill him, right? You can't just hold out for 6 turns?
Oh, we can absolutely just hold out for 6 turns. That may have been how I won the very first time I played, but I've definitely won via just holding out. And remember when I said it's annoying when piles of Nurgles add 4 HP to like these 1 HP like, crap zombies?
I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't.
I guess I'm a master of foreshadowing.
I was going to say that you didn't murder the Nurgles like already. I guess you really don't have any good way to do that, preferentially.
No, they are far away.
So when they did change bleed, one of the things that they did was they made every single boss in the game immune to bleed.
I must sanctify my rounds. As you command.
Yeah.
An obvious target to do the thing that stacks up damage. Which, I get it.
Destroyed, Commander.
There are other bosses that if you could stack, like 12 or more bleed on them, would be substantially easier to deal with.
Every boss ever. I mean, just even like having a limit on it, 3, 4, or 5 or whatever, would allow you to get good ticks of bleed.
I'm sorry,
but yeah,
what was
things
that?
like
Oof.
Oh, that was the crushing charge nicking Cadex for 1 damage.
I know, it was so unresponsive, and it just oof.
Sorry, look, I'm not going back in post and putting the Roblox oof in this, or am I? Shit, that's a good idea. Okay. You don't know me.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Actually, you do know me, probably. And in some ways better than I know myself, since I don't have a functioning long-term memory. Now here's the real question. It's to stay there and continue to fight him. Because getting Cadex down ASAP is a great benefit for the survival and not being overwhelmedness of the mission. But at the same time, it's kind of out of position. He's probably going to get meleeed by the reinforcements. I'm betting that the Poxwalker can't make it all the way down to him.
I think the Poxwalker. Yeah, I think the Plague Bearer could.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an animation missing.
The Plague Bearer attacking, maybe?
Oh, there's the Empowered Leap.
Yep.
Oh,
I
guess he
Cadex,
just
I am
moved
cold.
closer after.
Cadex Incarnium. son of the seventh blight, the beast of Systemonius. And now warden to our grandfather's most majestic gift, the bloom.
Brothers, destroy this putrid prince.
Oh, how thrilling to entertain such esteemed guests from faraway Titan. The grandfather will be so pleased.
See, normally they refer to Nurgle as Grandfather Nurgle. They don't say the grandfather.
Oh, they don't?
No, they just grandfather will be pleased. Saying the grandfather sounds awkward.
Vindicare at your disposal.
Gotta try and
Understood.
get that shot. But, you know, that's why you brought him.
Yep.
He has one job and it's extremely important.
Very important. So as you mentioned, knowing what you're getting into ahead of time can dramatically drop the difficulty because, you know, of course.
Target ready for dissection.
The other thing I realized upon replay was that Cadix's spawn point is fixed, and if you knew about it ahead of time, you can just have your melee people sitting there waiting for him to beat his ass the moment he teleports in. And you can make this fight very short.
Ammunition depleted.
I mean, presumably you still have to deal with it 8 turns of reinforcement.
Yes.
But those reinforcements aren't that pod. It's not like
No,
you're
they're
the whole pod every turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they feel about a half pod strength. But they do come each turn, and they come from kind of far away and take a turn to get to you. So it's not terrible. You're not super overwhelmed. But Cadix does the Beacon of Blight or whatever, and will periodically bring 2 extra patrols in. So you go from, like, you know, a half pod coming in every turn to, like, every other turn getting, like, 1.5 pods worth. I think I was trying to do some math to figure out how much AP it would be.
Standing ready.
And then realizing,
Moving now.
use the apothecary, shoot him, not have ammo. Also, not have a Medicae skull, which is very annoying, because Plague. I don't have a source of Purify yet.
Honestly, Plague is so non-threatening. Like, yes, again, stacks up over so many turns. But
So
Storm
it can
isn't.
be
Storm isn't really at threat here.
true. Yeah. I mean, there is a demonic prince around that. Then you're right. Yes or no, depending on the circumstance, dealing with Plague can either be as trivial as just letting it tick and wear off and patch it up later, or it can be kind of a problem. I just don't like it that it's you get hit with it and you just sit there and do nothing and you just take 6 points of avoidable damage. I really like why I like Endurance Biomancy, just because it has a purge. It's like, I will spend the 1 willpower to stop my dude from either bleeding or blighting out.
Wasn't sure if you clicked that on accident or were trying to figure out, can you kill him this turn?
The Nurgling or Cadix?
Cadix.
Oh, when I was looking at the stratagems?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that was just remembering I have them there and thinking if I want to use it now.
I mean, he's down to 23 HP. With a good wave of Flag and Quicksilver, you definitely could have just ended him this turn.
That's possible, yeah. Why is... Oh, that's right. This confused me while I was recording it too. I'm like, why does his sword do no damage? And that's right, because that's not actually his hitting you with a sword ability. That is just his ability to inflict a status for no damage, which is weird.
That's something that could be boosted with mutation to actually do damage.
No, because it's not an attack that... Well, maybe it could. I don't know, because it says it does 0 damage. So I really don't like where Boars is right now, because he's got several things kind of picketing him from rejoining the center area. That's sort of how this map goes. It's a wide open circular arena, and then Kadek shows up and starts teleporting your dudes to random sides of the arena.
He's not... I'm not sure how random it is. He hasn't teleported anyone all that far.
Pain is beneath me.
That's true. I don't know if there's a specific range on it or not.
Barely a
I
scratch.
hadn't thought about it. Uh-oh. Ow. Well, it's at least got that much range.
I feel like that's the largest teleport, but also he teleported him closer to Kadex again.
Yeah.
Though, is he still hobbled?
The Justicar now.
Yes. It bleeds.
Oh, right. Tiny damage because he's blinded.
Ugh, can't take another turn like that.
No.
Mark
Kadex isn't
acquired.
immune. Or rather,
Time
isn't
to
going to kill him
reload.
if he cloaks.
Activating Camellia-line defenses.
Probably?
I was just pretty sure I saw where that was going to go.
Yeah. Although I don't like, you know, this position, because now there's, you know, these guys, and, well, I mean, they're not particularly dangerous. Vindicator also doesn't have melee or a lot of HP, so if those Nurglings start trying to melee him, I'm not going to enjoy it. And then, I think as I swung the camera around here, I realized that there's that guy. I'm like, oh, uh-oh. Camo may prevent me from being targeted with ranged attacks, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then he melees me, and then the Vindicator is dead, so I can't be there.
Shame. Pretty sure that you were hoping to reload there.
Yeah. So, you know, as you said, you know,
will?
Plague's not a terrible thing, but now the Interceptor has like 6 health.
Well, yeah,
Having been able to patch
been
up some health
cured.
and cure the Plague would have put him in a much better situation than he currently is.
Yeah, but also just the
Unleash
apothecary
me.
healing him is going to bring him well into safe area. Like, it sucked, but that hasn't been he's bacon.
We slay the darkness, as you will. I am here to serve.
So far away.
Strike forth, brother! Curse it! Cannot focus! Your command.
So, even though, you know, the teleports aren't too distant or too wild, Kadex is mobile, and especially if you let him do his mirror illusion thing, like, those things can pop up anywhere. It is very easy to get too spread out on this mission.
He does only do that once per turn, right?
The mirror image.
Yeah.
Yes.
My wrath is restored, brother.
And, I mean, then he also has the big jump and his movement and
Commander.
everything.
I feel like the jump is essentially like a replacement for his movement.
Probably is.
But you also definitely could have taken them down this turn if you wanted. Pretty sure you could have taken them down last turn, actually. This turn, definitely. You disrupt shouted him, you gated infinity everybody onto him, and then you just go ham.
Yeah, probably.
Quicksilver / wave the flag as necessary to make up the difference. But I don't think you would have even needed it. 6 attacks, 6 melee attacks would have done it. He only had 24 HP. I'm fully aware that the reason why we are watching this footage instead of the second one is because the second one, you absolutely clowned on him.
Yeah. So like I said previous, I just replayed because I'm gonna make some requisition mistakes because the game's a little weird about this mission and its rewards in particular. I'll explain when we get there to the mission. So yeah, I sent Olish a message being like, "Oops, I accidentally one turn cadence."
Yeah. This is before the previous message, which is discovering a brand new bug that I didn't even think was possible.
Yeah. Reminds me, I need to turn that job application to like QA testing in Burlingame. So I'm still not happy with this situation. I've cleaned up the inner area a bit, but Vindicare is still precariously vulnerable. Boars is too far away to really do anything. Actually, he is pretty much too far to do anything. He was able to wait for the flag, and now he's still just out here, too far away, with no willpower. Interceptor is at least healed and not going to die. I'm thinking. 19 HP.
Okay, so there's the teleport. I'm expecting Quicksilver.
You would expect Quicksilver, wouldn't you?
Well, I would, because you normally don't teleport without AP to... Well... Okay, empowered lead. Right.
So, your entire thought process is correct. Also, I just triggered Ruthless Precision. I could absolutely now Quicksilver and kill him. I'm not for a specific reason, and I'm going to be unsuccessful in that reason. And that is that Cadex actually has conversation with Cartha. He mentioned he was the great architect of a plague of Cornelius, or whatever planet he mentioned. That was a plague that Cartha actually cleaned up. And I think it's here that they talk about it, that Cartha knew Cadex before Cadex became a Nurgle demon prince. Like, Cadex was involved in the medical treatment or facility of a planet, and essentially fell, I guess, while Cartha was dealing with a plague outbreak.
I mean, he was probably responsible for the plague outbreak in that case.
Quite possibly. I can't remember exactly what's said about it. Yeah, so I also had to offer up Storm to be punched and hit rather than Vindicare. But it works. It's fine. Vindicare's alive. Storm's alive. We can finish this.
Oh, and yeah, Cadex is absolutely fucked.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are a little bit dicey, my apothecary is just way out there, and nobody else is in his vicinity to help him out.
Targeting.
Teleported away from the situation.
That's a good question.
A pity. I shall deliver your regards to my master.
So now that Cadex has retreated, I wanted to not say it too early. I might be remembering another time we encounter him and he gets into the backstory with Cartha. I don't know, but I am positive at this conversation. If you let Cadex live enough, he recognizes Cartha and talks to her about it. I don't know how much of their backstory they get into at this moment, but he does at least say something that I was trying to get him to say before I defeated him.
I would like to draw attention
I am an instrument of
to the
vengeance.
Gate of Infinity being a bit ass.
Yeah? I mean, it got my apothecary out of where I wanted him to not be.
It didn't even get him out of melee. I mean, it might have actually just
Precision
been out of
target
melee range.
locked in.
What? What do you mean?
Oh.
The Imposter's down there and no
Well,
longer
right.
next to. Yeah.
Well, he's not next to them anymore, but I'm pretty sure he's
Must
just in range for him
reload.
to run up and hit him.
Oh, okay.
That
you
kind
mean
of melee
like
range, not
got,
like
okay.
attack of opportunity.
Adjacent. Okay, gotcha. Yes, then in that respect, yeah, it was pretty bad. But at least he's just not on the far side of the map, surrounded and blocked off, because there's only like a 2 wide path there, and you know, he would have drawn attacks of opportunity to try to get out of there if he just ran.
It is kind of neat. You don't normally see the Gate of Infinity being used defensively like that.
Reloaded.
But it's perfectly legit. It gets you out of a bad situation.
Yep.
Getting you out of a bad situation may be, you know, jumping onto an objective and absolutely turbo murdering it. Or just, you know, one person surrounding you. So this isn't really a bad situation, as many enemies as it may seem. Problems.
It's not good though.
I mean, it could be better. But the reinforcements, this is just almost all of the reinforcements having built up. You haven't been ignoring Codex and clearing all of them out. They've just been showing up slowly over the last 5 turns. That's a decent-sized reinforcement pod, actually.
Yeah. Although with 2 turns left, maybe they're too far away to actually matter.
I suspect they're probably close enough to take a shot at you. Or
Well, it was a Plague Marine with a Plague Sprayer. I don't think we're going to get
maybe
into
not, yeah.
template range. So yeah, this is what, turn 6, and they're now able to get some of their melee units next to Kartha. This is the start of it being bad, but it's not terrible. We can clean this up. It'll be okay.
She's got
What
2
would be a
on
lot
her.
worse is that if Kadex was still here, and he was also summoning additional reinforcements. Because then you can get drowned pretty quickly.
I imagine there is probably something where, like... Well, getting the crits on Kadex to shut down his really annoying stuff. You might as well have killed him at that point. Because it is, like, 4 crits total.
One of the precision targeting places is a 1-turn duration, rather than a permanent disability.
Well, still, shutting off some of the other stuff that he can do.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't turn off reinforcement beacon.
No. But even without the rest of that, like, he still hobbles you. He does a big AoE.
The
I don't
unpredictable
actually...
and maybe unproductive teleport.
Yeah.
Weapon empty.
It's gonna make me shoot him, because otherwise I gotta walk through Plague.
Gonna have to reload.
Firing now! Blessed ammunition depleted.
It's fine, I have just enough AP and bullets for this.
Opening fire! Slaughtered!
I don't know that it's going to matter, but I feel the Interceptor was an actual case for warp charging in the Apothecary. Like, you don't warp charge your heals all that often. That would have been a really good case to do it. We'll see whether or not the Interceptor takes more damage. Because, like, if you warp charge, you would absolutely have get plagued again. Because you'd have the health to soak it.
Yeah, maybe. Nice.
Yeah,
They come
get some real
to
value out of
do
the here.
We bring Nurgle skins.
Have it. Nearly have it.
This demonic presence overwhelms our senses. I cannot obtain a teleportation lock.
What demonic presence? I mean, I guess the rest of the demons, but it really feels like this should have been a, oh yeah, you have to kill Cadex in order to complete the mission sort of thing.
Right. I know, my mind was going somewhere with like, oh, demonic presence. O'Brien has teleported Picard out of worse shit than demonic presence. Come on. Lunette. Are you even trying? Invert some gravitons, you know?
Storm.
Honestly, it's still weird. Like, how does demon magic interfere with science teleporter?
I mean, science teleporter works by teleporting people through the warp.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's how that works in 40k. Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, their teleporters work by sending people through a little gate through the hell dimension.
I am here.
I'm trying to understand why the Elder use a webway.
Yeah, they're not a fan of the way humans just sort of casually stuff.
Didn't the Elder have, like, teleport backpack shock troops, like the web spiders or something?
Yeah, warp spiders are a thing. I don't know if they actually do the warp or if it's Eldar magic that doesn't actually involve it, but yeah, they definitely have to teleport shock troops. They are faster than Dawn of War, let me tell you.
I discovered a pixel.
Yeah, definitely saw the pixel.
So I'm banking that this is the last turn, and I don't really need to kill everything. I just need to, not take damage. I'll let Bakir die. So this grenade is really just kind of being used to push this plague marine 3 spaces back in the hopes that it costs like an AP of opportunity.
Well, for anybody to attack here, they pretty much have to walk around, right? Those walls are high cover. They block line of sight, sort of.
Yeah, on her left and right, yes.
It occurred to me that you could probably, at least from the melee dash, just physically block the cure.
Yeah, absolutely. It would only take 2 people to do that.
2 people, some first strike, maybe the thing that gives you autos.
Man, you're making me think, is there a 40k chapter that has ever developed, like, a phalanx unit?
I'm sure there is at least one guard regimen focused around that, because the Imperial Guard tends to have that, like, you've got the one guard regimen that's all like World War I trench warfare shit. There's a guard regiment that is cavalry with exploding tipped lances.
Oh yeah, isn't it the I've seen those. No, that's not the Krieg's Death Marines. Is it Krieg's Marines?
Yes.
So the Kriegsmarines are the ones that wear World War I style gas masks. And
right, yeah, okay. They also don't have the exploding cavalry.
No
I
glory,
don't think they're the
no
ones that use
salvation.
exploding cavalry. I can't remember.
I
who
know
has
they
the
have
exploding
Cav.
cav.
I've seen Cav on them. I guess it's the sand
I will
planet
mutilate
people
you.
that have like the explodey horse Cav.
Yeah, but the idea of the Imperial Guard is that they're drawn from like the 40 trillion different worlds of the Imperium or
Ammunition
whatever.
depleted.
So you could probably find a good excuse to make a guard unit that does something.
Right, but I mean,
as a weird
guard
gimmick.
unit. They're like, what about like real, like, heavily armored things with like was it storm shields? Storm shields and force pikes.
Securing position.
I mean, to get storm shields and force pikes, you probably have to go to something like that. Would almost certainly be Grey Knights. You just can't really put force shields on things.
I don't know. Well, I mean, wait, are the storm shields Psyker enabled or required?
Well, no, but I was thinking that like it tends to be an independent character sort of deal. The only other way to get storm shields on regular troops is like storm shield and thunderhammer.
Yeah. Oh, look at this asshole.
You know, I was just thinking that he couldn't do that, and then he did it.
I forgot about that one. Just, yeah, that he was standing up there and able to do that.
Commander, some other power emerges from the warp.
The warp heaves with torment. What foulness do I find here?
The machine god favors us. Count Drago has come.
The Supreme Grand Master.
Run them down.
I feel like that first sound clip triggered at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Grey Knights rally. Your chapter lord fights with us.
We are the hammer.
Oh man, there's an epic fight going on over there that we just can't see. It must have been really expensive to animate.
Heed this. The warp's tides are thick with the same corruption ravaging this sector. A burst of its foul energy drew me here from the other side of the veil. I can see no end to this foul bloom.
But I've learned the truth, my lord. Nurgle means to spread this vile pox through 5 demonic reapers, each sowing seeds of this vile harvest. This craftworld was their fetid spawning ground.
I commend your discovery, but the archenemy is alerted to your presence. You cannot remain. I task you, Cartha Vakir, to end this bloom's corruption. Cut loose this rot before it spreads to the wider Imperium.
As you command, Supreme Grand Master.
I will clear this warp's interference so that you may return to your ship. Now go, in the Emperor's name.
Teleportation lock acquired.
For the Emperor!
Fucking Calder Drago.
Yeah, so this is, I think, the point in the game where I learned anything about the Grey Knights and that their Supreme Chapter Master Primarch. Is he the Primarch?
No, he's not a Primarch.
Oh, okay. Or whatever. So they're just whatever. Their head knight is just drifting through the warp permanently.
Yeah, sometimes he pops out and helps with the fight. Realistically, he should just pop out and help like any random Imperial group. But you know, it's only Grey Knights can access it. But yeah, I mean, as far as Marine independent characters go, he's kind of a badass, but that's not really all that you need. I just can't help but think of the Emperor's text-to-speech device version of Calder Drago, where he's an absolute batshit crazy guy.
I mean, he's been in the warp a long time, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing with Grey Knights is that they're supposed to be actually immune to corruption, which means no going crazy.
Oh, hey, we did it. Hey, do you like seeds? I got 28 of them.
That's a lot of seeds.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
a
a
tier 2
silencer.
silencer.
Yeah. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Anyone watch the last video?
Yeah.
Anyone remember the name of that one last video? Was it Empyrean's Thunder? I think it was.
It seems like a really cool silencer. You should pick it up.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm gonna think about it. So yes, here's the thing. This mission got generated many bloom outbreaks ago, and presumably generates the armory rewards the moment it is generated.
Yeah, this is why you have like tier 1 fucking war gear.
Yeah. So it generated with these rewards, and then I've ignored it for so long that these rewards came up in other bloom missions that we've done along the way, which is why I think I also have the swords. which is why I actually no, I don't, because Storm's still using basics. Which is why the same silencer's there. And I'm looking at this book like, don't I have the book? I thought I had the book. Yeah, I must not have the book. The book is here. I do. I have the tier 2 book. I just haven't used it on anyone yet because nobody has pockets or a high enough crit chance. So I'm valuing the Sanctic Shard over the crit damage book. There's a crit damage scroll that I would really like. Ideally, you get a melee fighter with pockets and you give them the scroll and the book, and then just do tons of damage. So that's a lot of wasted requisition, which is what led to my conversation with Olish after the recording and why I went back and redid it. So, I think everything is mostly going to align, because I just did the mission again with the exact same team, and I think the same people leveled up.
The exact
so
experience numbers are going to be a little bit off, but yeah.
Yeah. But I think Elgon's still leveled up. I think...
Couldn't make yourself do it, huh?
Just... No, we're going back. I'm going back. I thought you'd like that one. So, here's Storm. He has finished what I would call the absolute necessaries for the Interceptor. And then I gotta figure out, do I want to go for pockets first, or do I want to go for teleport boost first? And I'm gonna go teleport boost first, just because I still don't have that crit scroll. If I had like a level 2 or 3 crit scroll sitting on me, waiting to boost my melee crit chance by like 20%, I'd probably be going for pockets, just so that I could get more crits, more precision targeting, and more ruthless precision.
Yeah, value of pockets is dependent on having things within them.
The astropathic choirs scream. The Inquisitor's interference has kindled this bloom, causing it to spread with a virulence previously unseen.
Our astropaths have augured entirely new strains taking root, different from the putrid phage we've seen before.
Objection. We are not equipped for a protracted campaign.
I have already requisitioned further support from Grandmaster Kai. In the meantime, we are the only force in the region capable of contending with this threat. As for our companion...
Inquisitor Vakir is meditating within the Libris.
Hiding, more like.
Perhaps you would both benefit from a moment in the contemplation chamber.
If you would give me leave, Commander, I would attend to our Inquisitor personally.
Nav servitors are cogitating.
So the map expands, because we now have 4 more strains of Nurgle bloom. Hooray!
You know, all the other colors of the rainbow.
I think we're missing a few.
Commander, Dominus, Purifier. Ah, the things I've learned.
Order is eroding, Inquisitor, yet you sound ecstatic.
You misread me, Knight. What we did was necessary. I am simply eager to move forward.
Forward? We face the destruction of this sector.
That conclusion is uncertain.
Yes, exactly. Listen to the venerable tech priest. We can't waste time lamenting a few minor setbacks.
Setbacks? Do you have any idea what
What our intrusion did was awaken the bloom's germinating seeds. While this may have had the side effect of activating new strains of the bloom, we have disrupted the Plague God's plans.
Pure speculation. You exalt your carelessness as a triumph.
This conversation vector is unproductive.
I will speak more directly then, for the warriors among us. Your Grandmaster Kai had it right in one respect. The bloom is quite similar to other plagues of Nurgle we've encountered. What is unique is the vector through which it spreads.
And that is?
Reapers. Powerful demons. Incubated within the heart of that craftworld. Each possesses a unique seed of immeasurable foulness. A prime seed, which carries a unique strain of the virus. The warp energy required to properly birth such demonic force into our space would be massive, but my intervention disturbed them before they were fully mature. That leaves them vulnerable.
How can you be so certain?
When I touched the Infinity Circuit, its avatar stirred for a moment, sharing a crucial insight. These Reapers can travel the arcane networks of the Aldari to spread this plague to different solar systems. We have already seen the results. Once a Reaper seeds a planet, the bloom festers and grows until our prognosticars detect its presence, often too late for us to effectively intervene.
Contention. Bloom activity appears localized. Why would they not spread to all corners of the galaxy?
You make an excellent point, Dominus. I do not believe spreading this virus is the final goal. The Avatar spoke of the Morbus, an event of apocalyptic implications. 5 Reapers to open 5 charred gates. Then the Morbus will come.
And you would have us trust this Xenos delusion?
The Avatar was weak but uncorrupted. Revenge is a motive crossing all genetic boundaries.
You have a point. I suppose you also have a plan.
Yes. Destroy the 5 Reapers. Without them, the bloom cannot spread.
Challenge. The Baleful Edict cannot travel the Aldari webway.
No, we cannot. I will need a tool to track them by their sickly psychic stench.
Impractical. We possess no artifact capable of detecting such profane spiritual resonance.
Are you so certain? A shard of Wraithbone. Pried from the Infinity Circuit that incubated the very evil we now face. I can bind the bloom seeds to this vessel and hunt the foul Reapers by their psychic scent.
Corrupt energies, Xenoarchaeotech. Inquisitor, you stand on the precipice of heresy.
We stand on the precipice of victory, Ektar. Would you honestly prefer we defy the direct orders of your chapter lord?
No, but I will be watching you, human.
Spare me your preening, knight. Once I forge this tool, a Codex Toxicus, we'll fall upon these Reapers with the wrath of the God Emperor himself.
Man, I am sure Kai is not going to be happy the next time he calls.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
So yeah, feel like maybe the tone of Kartha has changed a little bit.
Just straight up whiplash.
Yeah. So the map has expanded, as I mentioned. Here are the start points for our 4 brand new strains of Plague. They are mechanically distinct, and their distinctions are important. Each of the colors has preferred things it does with the bloomometer, the kinds of mutations it gives Nurglings. Maybe most importantly, each of them has a distinct kind of bonus to war gear they're associated with. We turn them into purity seals. I think that'll get explained next time. I'm fading out. I'm sorry. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.